Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. Today, brothers and sisters, we want to continue again with chapter 27, and we want to discuss what we stopped yesterday. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, throughout the chapter and the last few verses, is telling us that the Quran is mainly a reminder, a warning to us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is here. He's able to do anything and everything, and He knows everything. And one of the important things, people think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not able to change the present, not able to change the injustices. Remember, there is a primary reason for the creation. The primary reason of the creation is not to have this world as a paradise, as all full of justice. No, the primary reason is testing people, to be able to grade the people, to be able to give this guy an F, this guy get an A plus. That's basically the primary purpose of us being here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing us and telling us in the previous ayat that He's sending these natural disasters like hurricanes, earthquakes, coronavirus, name it, as a form of, number one, reminder to show us that we are very powerless. That Allah, He is the King, He's the power, all the power belongs to Him. That's number one. Number two, also to show us that at the end of the day, we have to come and obey that higher power. Because a lot of people, they think Allah created us to just enjoy the food, enjoy the vacation, be on social media, sleep, wake up the next day, go to work, in the nightclub, in the weekend, whatever, and that's it. And his life is gone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is some duties we need to do on earth. And number one duty before doing anything is obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that we have to go back on Him and obey Him. And that's why He ended these verses with وَلَكِنْ أَكْثَرُهُمْ لَا يَشْكُرُونَ. La yashkurun here is a form of obedience. Why is a form of obedience, or why he's talking about obedience here with the la yashkurun? La yashkurun means they're ungrateful. Imagine if you have a lobbying group, or for example, we know, and before the US election, crypto was debatable. So the people of the companies like Coinbase, like the people who have companies which trading platforms for crypto, they did what? They raised funds to Democrats, to Republicans. So what? So when they get elected, they basically support that industry, support the Bitcoins, support the cryptocurrencies. And that's indeed happened. So when they give these donations to these candidates, what is supposed to happen? The candidate's supposed to do what? Say thank you, and I'm not doing any of what you asked me to do. No, the candidate right away, for example, Donald Trump, after he won the election, because he got a lot of support from the cryptocurrencies companies, what he did? The crypto jumped up, the Bitcoin jumped up. Why? Because the market understood that he will be putting policies, he will be supporting cryptocurrencies, he will put all kind of legislation in favor of cryptocurrencies. So he will be, in a nutshell, obeying what these CEOs for these companies want him to do. In a nutshell, the same thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to do. With what He's given us, Allah is not giving us all kind of stuff. Like the cryptocurrencies companies, they're giving Donald Trump donations. Allah gave us everything every day. what he wants from us. Say thank you and stop? No. He wants us to obey him. When we get all of that stuff, to do what? To use it for his victory, for his goals, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the believers' prosperities on earth, to change things for the weak, the needy, the orphans, to become better believers, to invite others to the truth. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants. So this is one other meaning, a very important meaning of shukr, which is thankfulness, is to obey God and to use what He gave you for His sake. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says that He knows everything, what we conceal, what we reveal, everything around us, everything. Why is saying that? He said, because I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm not like any other entity who you can lie to, who can you falsify information. You cannot. There's no way to falsify information in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because He knows all of it. وَمَا مِنْ غَائِبَةٍ فِي السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ إِلَّا فِي كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ. And everything which is hidden in the heavens or in the earth, He have already hold all of these things, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have enumerated, encompassed all of these things in a, you can say, in a book, or in a tablet, or in the programming, the original. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He started creating this universe, He told the pen to write. So He already have the program, everything programmed initially. Like somebody who is, you call them a programmer. What does a programmer do? He write the program of a game and hit enter, and then everything start to come up to existence. Same thing with Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, everything happening on earth, I already predestined this before the earth have been originated. I already wrote the program for all what you see right now, for all what's going to happen to you, for all what is going on, for all, I already have wrote the program for this. Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ما من غائبة means the rizq, the money is coming to you, the health, are you going to be happy? Are you going to be sad? Are you going to be hit with a car? Are you going to be, what kind of disease is going to come? Everything, this is غائبة means something which is unseen, something which we don't know, something in the future. What you're going to earn tomorrow, when you're going to die, what's going to happen to you, how many kids you're going to have, how, so on and so forth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He knows this, all of it, which we cannot know because it's in the future. In the heavens, because all of these are hidden in the heavens, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every day brings us, everything, everybody, every day earn or lose, or or he have a better health, or he lose his health, so on and so forth. Wal ard, even ghayba fil ard, before even the petroleum or oil, they weren't. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where is the gold? It's in hidden. Everything Allah knows. Where is the gold? Where is the oil? Where everything is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already encompassed all of that. And He said, إِلَّا فِي كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ. Indeed, it's in a written software. There, same thing. Like what's happening is you have a big government institution like IRS. They have everything, they know everything. They know all the social securities. They have everything, all the data about your address, your birth date, your how many, who's your dependents, all of that stuff. They encompass everything. Same thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He originated. And what the reason is, because they originated that social security number, which everybody has to relate to when they are in communication with them. The same thing with Allah. Allah has originated everybody, has originated all of us, so He has us registered, in His software program. Inna hadha al-Quran. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after He's telling us that He knows everything, what we do, what we will do, and everything, on earth and in the heavens, he came to the Quran. Why the Quran? Because the Quran is the unchanged script, the unchanged book, the book which will guide and govern the earth until the day of judgment. That's the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that in هذا القرآن, this Quran, يقص على بني إسرائيل. This Quran is telling the children or the people, the Israelites, أكثر الذي هم فيه يختلفون. The Israelites, after Moses, or even within Moses was living with them, after all, throughout the whole prophets, they've been what? They've been separated. They have differences in opinions, difference in viewpoints. Allah is telling us that the Quran is what? Is the book which has the complete explanation, the complete, the right, the true opinion. That's what the Quran is. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَإِنَّهُ لَهُدَى. What's the word huda means? It means that this Quran is the guidance. What the guidance means? It's your GPS. When you want to go from point A to your point B, what you're going to have to use? Directions. The GPS will tell you, make a right here, make a left there, go there, make a U-turn, so on, so. That's what the Quran is telling you. إِنَّهُ لَهُدَى. Indeed, it's a roadmap. It shows you from where you're going and where you're going to end. That's the Quran. إِنَّهُ لَهُدَى. This is guidance. وَرَحْمَةً. Why rahmah? Because the Quran is a mercy. Rahmah means mercy. لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ, to the believers. Why it's a rahmah? Because a believer in these kind of circumstances, the circumstances where these believers used to live with the prophets, the believers on this earth right now are what? Are tortured internally and externally. Because if you are a true believer, what you will see, the disbelief of a lot of people, the wrong opinions of a lot of people, the people who are worshiping Jesus, the people who are rejecting messengers of Allah, like Muhammad alayhi salatu, people who are rejecting and started to open up to all the temptations. All these countries open up the temptations of life, nakedness or nudity or all that kind, in even Muslim countries. You as a believer, you'll feel like what is going on. You'll be tortured from inside. Then when you come and read the Quran, what's going to happen to you? You'll feel the mercy of Allah. You'll feel that Allah's promises will be fulfilled. That you feel that this is Quran is a rahmah, it's going to show you the mercy. It's showing you where you're going to end up. So it tells you that stay on the true path. Tells you that rely on Allah and Allah will take care of you.